What is up, everybody? This is Effortless, bringing you another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes video. This one's going to be short and sweet. This is for early game players, just starting out. These are going to be probably the first 5 characters you should have Zetaed when starting out. I will say some of these are the best Zetas that you can have altogether. Alright, so very first one is for Vader. And that's going to be for Vader's Merciless Massacre. It is probably one of the best Zetas in the game. Vader will probably also be your very first Relic character. If you're going for Jabba, if you're doing a Jabba farm, you're following my farming guide, you're probably going to want Vader's second Zeta as well, his leadership Zeta. So, going in here, Merciless Massacre, you gain Merciless Massacre. Basically, you take a bonus turn. Everybody will get a mark that basically looks like Vader's head. And you get to attack each one of those one time. If you attack the same person twice, they will lose the attack icon, so you won't be able to attack anymore. You'll just lose it. So I recommend always just attacking each one individually. That will not work for anybody that's in stealth. You won't be able to take them out of that. But it can't be evaded if they're not in stealth, so it instantly will happen. That Merciless Massacre is fantastic. Okay, it is one of the main reasons why Vader is so good early game. Because if you have that on him, you get him gear 12 starting out. Eventually get relics on him. He can be a solo wrecking team coming there, clapping cheeks, kicking ass, just doing whatever he possibly can. The next Zeta that I say, if you're going to follow the farming guide that I have made, going for Jabba. If you're going to do a Jabba rush, technically that's not a Jabba rush. I call it an executor rush going into Jabba, but it is my Jabba farming guide. I do recommend getting his leadership Zeta, Inspiring Through Fear. You will have to have that Zeta to beat the Jedi Knight Luke event. The very last mission for Jedi Knight Luke, you have to have this Zeta or you will not be able to beat. I honestly don't care what relic level you have Vader at. You can't win without it. I don't see any way that could happen, because you have to go like 20 or 25 turns without dying, and you can get stun locked. You can only reduce that turn meter by doing DOT. And basically, what his leadership Zeta does, it's this last part right here. While he's alive, enemies immediately regain damage over time for 2 turns whenever the damage over time expires on them. So whenever he does it or somebody else inflicts DOT, so let's say for the event, whenever he uses his Force Crush, he'll apply some DOT. I recommend, if you don't get at least 3 DOT on Luke, Commander Luke, restart. But that way, whenever he cleanses it, it will come back. And that counts as you giving more DOT, damage over time, to Commander Luke Skywalker. And then if you use your Coaling Blade and you throw that out there, it removes all debuffs, does a ton of damage. But it's removing those DOT, which in turn they're expiring, so it'll add more back onto him. And that will lower the time frame for going for Jedi Knight Luke. So they're the first two Zetas for a character. I said the main one you need, though, is Merciless Massacre. If you're going for Jabba, it's okay to get the second. The next one is Boosk. I know it's Bosk. Basically, though, early game, if you have his Zetas, it is basically going to help you save banners in GAC because of how much healing and everything that happens. So this is the one that is very good. The one I recommend is his On the Hunt. All bounty hunters gain 50% max protection, 50% tenacity. All bounty hunters gain 100% defense while at full health. Whenever an enemy suffers a debuff or resist, all bounty hunters allies recover 5% health. This is basically to make sure everybody gets health back. They get back protection. That comes back. That gives you your banners back. And also can be a great defensive team early. They keep healing. They can't take them out. Nobody knows what to do. They just keep healing, and they're not dying. So just keeps going. And then, like I said, this is the second one. If you want it, I recommend going for it. Basically, Bosk has 50% defense and 50% max health when he has taunt and gains 50% offense and 50% health steal while attacking buffed enemies. When he loses taunt, he gains taunt for 1 turn if the weakest enemy has protection. And that's basically what you want. You want him taunting the whole time. If he's taunting, nobody else is getting hit. He's not going to take very much damage, and they're just wailing on people. Third one, I have 2 people here. The main one, though, is Jolie Bindo. So Jolie, his Zeta is one of the best Jedi Zetas in the game. If you love Jedis, you need Jolie. His Zeta is right here. That looks pretty bad. Basically what that does is whenever you use this ability, if there is Jedis that have been killed and they have not been killed by an execution or killed by somebody that makes it where they can't be revived, this ability will revive all defeated Jedi allies at 80% health and grants them crit immunity for 5 turns. If used earlier, they just recover 40% health. Like I said, though, if you save that for whenever you lose your main damage dealer or your tank, this can bring them all back. As long as they weren't killed by somebody that makes it where they can't be revived. But early game, though, most people won't have something like that. So if you have Jolie, that is a game changer. You can get your team back, eventually start healing. If you're using Giant Revan as your lead, every time you attack out a turn, you're getting protection. Very easy way to recover your banners for GAC. And if you guys haven't noticed the trend yet, all of the Zetas are trending towards GAC. To me, GAC is one of the most important things in the game to work towards, whether it be GAC or fleet battles. Those are 2 things where you get mostly all your crystals. That's what allows you to do your refreshes, and makes it easier for you just to upgrade quicker in this game. And the last person I have for Zetas, and I do recommend both of these for her, because I want it all with Padme, and her 2 abilities are fantastic early game. Basically, we have an Unwavering Courage. Light side eyes have 50% max health. While they have protection up, they resist all debuffs and can't be critically hit. At the start of their turn, Galactic Republic allies dispel protection up buffs, and they gain 1 stack of courage for each 5% protection up dispelled this way. Basically, what courage is, it makes you where you do a lot more damage. Right here, when damaging the target enemy with an ability, for each 5 stacks of courage, dispel 5 stacks and deal equal to 40% of target max health. Most characters you can kill with 1 shot with 10 stacks of courage on a character. It is fantastic. It probably won't matter to you right now, but Padme is a great team to work on. She does fall off later in Grand Arena, but her team is vital for you to get other characters like Maul, Ahsoka Tano, Malgus. She can win those events for you. So get pretty much her whole team to Relic 3 to 5. All of them. All of them to Relic 3 to 5. Those teams can beat pretty much all of those events. The last Zeta is always a choice. And basically, Padme is immune to fear, which that is fantastic. That's how she can counter Revan. Whenever a light side ally loses protection up, they recover 5% health. Allies can't gain or lose bonus turn meter. That is fantastic, especially for a defense or an attack team. Basically, any team, it's great for, because a lot of teams try to manipulate that turn meter. So if they can't gain or lose bonus turn meter, that helps out. So yeah, you can't gain it. The biggest part is losing it. Because a lot of teams try to strip away that turn meter. So if you can stop them from doing that, it's fantastic. Also, whenever an enemy attacks out of turn against a Galactic Republic ally, that ally gains protection up for 10%. It does not stack it on itself for 1 turn. Increase 40% if Padme is their leader. This protection up can't be prevented or dispelled. So it's going to happen no matter what. You can't do anything about it. Whenever you're doing it, though, if you have this on there, you're basically shutting down a lot of people that go straight for Geos early. Geos are a very vital team. I will say that. Early game, very good. 3 of them, fantastic just for their ships alone, especially if you're going for Malevolence. Because all you need for that one is the 3 Geos and 2 droid ships. But basically, Padme, though, her Zetas are game changers. Defensive viability, getting protection up, getting back banners. Again, banners great for GAC, winning, getting stuff done. So that is all other characters I recommend getting Zetas for. It's saying you can get Jedi Knight Revens too. They're fantastic. But these are probably your first 5 characters to Zeta in Star Wars Galaxy Heroes. Lesson course, you throw a bunch of money on there, you might have different characters that you might want to Zeta. But if you're a free-to-play player, or you just do the Hyperdrive bundle, or you just put a little money here and there, these are the 5 that you're going to want. I promise they'll help you out. They'll help you in GAC. GAC give you more crystals, and that could be one of the things that help you from stop spending money if you're getting a lot of crystals. But there it is. Best early Zetas for the game. If this video helps anybody out, please feel free to like and subscribe. Help me feel better about myself. We like doing these videos. I know I mainly do these videos about the guides and stuff. But I do make the videos also for GAC with my son whenever we do the account we started together. And even my daughter likes joining in every once in a while for these videos. I will have more with them eventually. But thank you all. I hope it helps you out. But please, leave comments, like, and subscribe. Thank you. Effortless out.